Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Ryan Ascension. I'm going to talk about flow state. What is a flow state? How to utilize a flow state to your advantage, how to better your life in all areas utilizing flow state to your advantage. So, what is a flow state? A flow state is a state of being in which you are in direct alignment with the spiritual realm and you are utilizing your energetic GPS to guide you into creating and developing and obtaining the life that you want, the relationships that you want, to perform in any way that you want to a high level, whether that's in a job or a business or what have you. It is really an amazing state. And I will tell you initially, for me at least, my experience with it, because we're not taught this in school. So initially, it's hard, it's difficult, like most other things that are spiritually natured. It is difficult to consistently operate in a flow state, but the more that you let go and you practice, you will align with the flow state more and more. Just like anything else, don't push it. Don't try not to get upset if you are in an amazing flow state and you drop out of it for a little bit. Just recognize that, try to align as best as you can. Some of you are aware that I've done a video about this. I presently am going to have to go back to work. So I'm going to give you an example of how to utilize the flow state to take advantage, essentially, in a good way, of the things that you need to come in your life and the things that you want in your life, okay? So the first thing that you really need to focus on and do, and again, it is not easy initially to operate in a flow state, eliminate internal and external belief systems. BS, belief systems, okay? We all have them. Oftentimes they are the reason for war, they are the reason for conflict, they are the reason for many negative things. And I'm not saying don't have any beliefs, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is be open to other ideas, and just like the political game of choosing one side over another, you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, that really helps us to keep us separate, keep us divided. So instead, maybe if you're, a hardcore Republican, you might want to see the good in what the Democrats are doing, and if you're a hardcore Democrat, you might look at the things you agree with in the good that the Republicans are doing, and then that really creates the unity and the oneness to the point where there isn't a separation based off of belief systems. And I believe that is where we are headed in society in general, is more of a unified force, okay? So we're not judging everybody based on what they believe at the present moment, because we all know our beliefs change and develop over time for the most part. So get rid of belief systems to the best of your ability. Call on divine guidance. So whatever it is that you believe in, and again, I'm going to ask you to kind of step away from that for a minute while doing this. Call on the universe, call on God in general, not as a singularity, but as a collective, as a whole. Call on high vibrational beings of love and light to assist you with this process. Okay, so that's number two. You want to make sure that you proceed in calling on your higher power, so to speak, to help you get into a flow state. Once you're in a flow state, again, you are in direct alignment with Source, okay? You will know when you're in a flow state. There are so many synchronicities, it is absolutely ridiculous. You'll have so many at times that, and over a duration of days or weeks or months, where it's just like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, how could that possibly be? It's a whole other world. It's a whole different approach to living, and It is actually how we were intended as human beings to operate. We were not intended to operate in 9 to 5s and going from building to building, and thinking so much before we make decisions and all that fun stuff. We're actually intended to flow with source. Okay, so your life becomes a whole. It becomes like a movie. It becomes a very beautiful thing, and only when you're in flow, only good things will come to you, and the things that you need and the things that you want. So I'm going to give an example of flow. Before I was able to enter flow years ago, if I needed a job, a high-paying job, I would often do a lot of research and just go ahead and send my resume out to such and such company, and really negating the fact that the computers are screening your resume out before you even have the opportunity to meet with a prospective employer. So in looking at it from a non-logical perspective, from a flow state perspective, the game changes, the entire ball game changes. And so my example is of what happened today. I decided to take an out-of-the-box approach. I felt guided. I felt compelled to do this, knowing that I need to, at this point, establish more of a stable income and really get back on my feet, because I took so much time working on myself. It was necessary. It served its purpose, and I'm happy I did it. But now I need to bring back that income. So with that said, I just got in the car. I didn't have any plan, zero plans, okay, of where I would end up going, what businesses I would walk into, and things just worked out. So I walked into, and I only had to walk into one, okay? I walked into a business, and it was what I was looking for. I've got an extensive background in sales, so I wanted to, focus on sales a lot and continue that. So I, again, stopped thinking so much and just allowed for divine flow, divine guidance, okay? I was driving around, and you'll feel compelled when you're in flow to go to certain places or to do certain things, or maybe make a phone call or whatever it is, and it's not logical. So I went into a specific business today, and it just so turns out, this is pretty wild, and it happens with more and more frequency the more that you're in flow. It just so turns out that they're hiring with, and I scored an interview, I'm happy about that, but they are just literally in the process of hiring some more reps to represent the organization. So I walked in utilizing flow at the perfect time, got an interview scheduled. I got a really good feeling about it. It's making sense. It's feeling right. I'm going to move forward with it. And it just so happens that the job, because a lot of sales jobs, for example, are commission-based, and sometimes that can be kind of crazy. You can make a lot of money one month, and the next month you might not make anything, or very little. It can be very, very taxing on you financially. So with that said, they had it. It was there for what it was. It was everything that I needed, which is a base plus commission, which is really, really exciting. So I know that with that base, if I live underneath that base, then under that umbrella of base pay, which at this company turns out to be, again, exactly what I was looking for, turns out to be significant base plus commission, so more opportunity to make more money. If I live underneath that base, I won't have to worry about I can't make the car payment. I can't pay for my apartment this month because I didn't make enough money in commission. So it is interesting in that it is exactly what I needed. So another note that I want to throw out there, because I was operating in flow, so I stopped into one place with that. So one shot, one score, so to speak, and I got a good feeling about the interview process. All right. They pretty much told me I've had the job. Pretty awesome. So I got a call today from a friend who I hadn't spoken to in a long time, and she was telling me about the company she's in, and she's doing sales, and she's making all this money, and that they're hiring, and it turns out it was another base plus commission type job, which is in perfect alignment with what it is that I needed. So in flow, you get rid of the belief system, so you don't say, well, if I'm looking for a job, for example, most people will say, well, really the only way to do it is to get online and apply just like everybody else, and hope that you get a phone call from somebody, or hope that your resume is good enough for somebody to call you and for you to enter into that job and establish employment with the employer. However, if you let go of the belief systems that you have regarding not just jobs, that's just an example, regarding everything in your life, knowing and having written down what your intentions are and what your wants are in this lifetime, things will come to you. They will happen. You'll flow right into where it is that you need to be and where it is that you want to go. And it's oftentimes not as it was what you logically would think how something would go or something would operate. Another example is you might want to meet somebody that's significant in your life, or find that special awesome person that you've been looking for some time. And you will, if you allow the flow state to operate and you don't think, well, I've got to get on a dating website, or again, getting rid of belief systems. The way to date is to get on a dating website, and then you gotta or maybe go out to a bar, or maybe go out to a social gathering and meet people. If you utilize flow for what it is that you want, you will be put in direct alignment with whatever it is that you seek and that you need and that you want. And it's oftentimes not in the exact package of how you might have thought that it would be. So you really, again, get rid of the old belief systems. A lot of times they just interfere with our personal progress and limit us through our thought processes. They limit us in what we obtaining, what we want, and what we know we can achieve, and what we need, most importantly. So those are just a couple examples of flow state, and two methods. Again, get rid of the belief systems is absolute priority number one. And in doing so, you are opening up to the universe to allow divine guidance in where you are to go and to meet your needs and your wants. So you might not, where you want to go, you're going to get there. With an open mind, utilizing flow, you are going to fall right into where it is. And maybe it's a job, and then all of a sudden maybe somebody walks in and says, hey, and I'd like to hire you or consider you for another position at my company, and that company pays 2 or 3 times more, and then the next thing you know, you got enough money to start a business. I think you see where I'm going with this. So you just want to keep an open mind with this. So when you're in flow, the only people that the universe and God and you will allow to be in your life are the people that are helping you with your personal growth and your personal development, and you are also helping them with your personal growth and your personal development. When in flow, you might have family members like this, you might have friends like this. When in flow, you're ascended far enough up to know that negativity isn't resonating with you anymore. You don't want to be around people that really aren't in alignment with what you need and what you want in this lifetime, and those people just kind of fall out. And the only people that are in your life are really special, really important people that are intended to be on your life so you can grow and you can develop personally. Okay, so this is a short video, but I hope that is helpful. So that is what flow state is. Flow state is literally how to get from A to B, so what you want to what you now have, okay, is a very, very quick path and a more efficient path while utilizing the flow state. You guys have a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, and share. Take care.